Hi, my name is Andrew Sears, and I'm the president of City Vision University. And I want to just tell you a little bit about what makes City Vision unique. Just to tell you a little of my background, I grew up in a not so good neighborhood in the city, surrounded by drugs and violence. I ended up going to school at MIT, which many people call the nerd capital of the world. And while there, I co-founded a research group with one of the fathers of the internet, where I learned a lot about disruptive innovation. And while I was there, I was aspiring to be the next Bill Gates, and God basically broke me, and I entered recovery and decided that my heart was for those like myself who grew up in difficult circumstances. So I quit my job where I was making $200 an hour and founded the nonprofit that runs City Vision. And at City Vision, our tagline is radically affordable education to make a living and a life. So that's where I want to really explain to you each of those three parts, what makes us unique. So to understand how we get to radically affordable education, you have to understand the idea of disruptive innovation. And basically the idea is that a new technology comes, and initially it's not very impressive, kind of like cell phones in 1983. This is a picture of what many people call the brick phone. But over time, it radically improves, and then you get the smartphone, which people call a disruptive technology because it disrupts so many industries. So if you bought all the things you can get from your smartphone in 1983, it would cost you um, about $1 million. So a video player, encyclopedia, a video camera, GPS, video conferencing, a digital voice recorder, digital camera, all those things would cost you, and that's not all the things you'd get out of your cell phone. So the idea is you have a technology that makes things radically more affordable. So the person who came up with this term, disruptive innovation, basically is saying the same thing's happening in higher education. So that's what we're a part of, is removing all the elements that you don't need out of education and making it a lot more affordable for you. So if you look at what's happened, the cost of higher education over time, the national average in tuition has gone to over $30,000 for Christian colleges. It's over $24,000. And while many schools are continuing to increase their tuition, our goal is to decrease our tuition. So City Vision has the most affordable online Christian degree in business administration, nonprofit management, addiction studies, missions, and technology and ministry. So that's all of our degrees. Part of how we make it all affordable also is through financial aid and discounts. So tuition is only $200 per credit hour. So if you're in the United States and you are, I'd say in the bottom half income-wise in the country, there's a good chance you might qualify for a Pell Grant. And if you get a full Pell Grant, we will have that cover your full tuition. You can use your federal loans or GI Bill if you're in the United States, and we give a 25% tuition discount to military veterans that are using their GI benefits, rescue missions, Salvation Army. We give a 40% discount to students from developing countries and a 40% discount to ministry interns. So depending on which of those categories you fall into, the tuition could cost as low as $3,500, $4,500, or $6,000 a year. The other way we make it affordable is we have a very generous transfer credit policy. We accept transfer credits of up to 90 credits from any accredited college. We'll also use prior learning assessment so that you can get up to 30 credits for either unaccredited ministry training or experience. Many of you have been working for many years, and if you can demonstrate knowledge to us, we can give you up to 30 credits. We also take credit by examination from a lot of different sources. And the key thing with us is you just need to complete your last 30 credits with City Vision to receive a degree. So the next part is, in addition to being radically affordable, we want to help people make a living. So we have about an average of a 60% graduation rate for our students. And for students coming from, at-risk backgrounds, that's much higher than most schools serving that population. And we also have about a cumulative 91% job placement rate for our students, because many of our students will get involved in internships or already have jobs or will look for jobs while they're students. So, but ultimately what we're trying to do is get you a degree. So if you look at what's happened in the economy, and this is in the United States, but the same is true elsewhere in the world, it used to be that the majority of jobs, all it required was that you graduated from high school or secondary school. But now, and that's the jobs in red. But now, the majority of the jobs require some sort of college. So, 62% of all jobs require college. So what that means is, a lot of people are saying, where have all the jobs gone? Well, they've gone to people with college degrees. So if you look at who has jobs by education, this is in the United States, but the same thing applies in other countries. In the United States, if you don't have a high school diploma, less than 50% have jobs. If you only have a high school diploma, less than 60% have jobs. If you have some college or an associate's, then it's closer to 70%. If you have a bachelor's, it's closer to 80%. Now, obviously, not everyone is looking for a job. Some people might be retired. Some people, might not be looking for a job or interested in a job. But the point is, the more education you get, the more you're able to get access to jobs and you're able to get increased earnings. So this next diagram shows for people who have less than high school over their entire lives, they're going to make about $973,000 in the United States. But if you have a bachelor's degree, you're going to get about 2.5 times that. An associate's gets double that. So that's a big part of what we're trying to do, is to help you get the degree so that you can make a living that you need to get by. But on top of that, what we're trying to do is to help you make a life. So part of what we provide are courses in community that help form character. And I got my knowledge at MIT, but I had to go through more than 15 years of recovery and transformation to make it a life. So as you go through our courses, a lot of what we're trying to do is to help you in making a life. And if you look at who our faculty are all practitioners. So many of them have worked anywhere from 10 to 30 or more years. All of them will have master's degrees. Some of them will have doctorates. But they're people who've lived life and they understand what it means to help you not only make a living, but to make a life. So that's a big part of what we do. So if you want to look at some of the student stories, many of our students, so we started off only teaching programs in the nonprofit sector, in ministry. So many of our initial students were in that sector. So Tomiko, she was a graduate in 2010. She became a founder of a nonprofit that's successful. Corey Hicks, he became the executive director of an urban ministry. Jeff Kolch, he's the director of donor relations for a rescue mission, went through our fundraising program. Kim Thornton is an addiction counselor and chaplain at Salvation Army, and Michelle Porter became the founding director of a rescue mission that I think probably has like 10 or 20 employees and serves many people. So that's just a few of the success stories. You can go on our website and you can look for a lot more success stories. So if you're interested in City Vision College, I encourage you to fill out the form on our website, and we'll follow up with you and we can answer any questions you'd have. Thanks a lot.